from Hawaii. Mr. Case is recognized for remarks about the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I first want to echo my colleagues' comments of appreciation for both the chair and the ranking member of the subcommittee for your obviously well-meaning efforts on this bill. I also adopt and embrace my Democratic colleagues' concerns with a wide range of areas of this bill, which unfortunately are seriously deficient. The comments of my two colleagues just preceding from Maine and New Jersey on, for example, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration reductions are particularly resonant because you could have just as easily taken your comments on Maine and translated them to the Pacific. Even though our waters are warmer, we have the same basic issues. And for Hawaii, having just dodged 2 bullets in the last 6 weeks. One, a tsunami, which could have done major harm, which we had the ability to detect early and to adjust to, versus being basically blinded in terms of what was out there, as well as the hurricane that just avoided Hawaii. NOAA's efforts and those of other federal agencies are really critical. And any reductions are penny wise and pound foolish. It would come back to haunt us at the end of the day. I do want, though, to focus on a fairly discrete and innocuous issue that nonetheless stands for a much broader principle that we have debated through every single one of our 12 bills this year, and that is the proper role of Congress in the discharge of our Article I powers, not just of Congress, but of this committee, because our Article I powers in this committee involve legislating, funding, and overseeing. And if we are not able to do all of those in an independent, objective way, exercising our own judgment, then we are ceding our authority. And we've seen many, many debates along these lines. And here's one very, very small example, but one example of what can go wrong. The Bureau of Prisons, the Federal Bureau of Prisons, operates, of course, prisons and detention centers throughout our country. They house some of our most hardened federal criminals, and they also have detention facilities, including one in Honolulu, which is a federal detention center, Honolulu, which has close to 1,000 beds. FDC Honolulu usually operates with some surplus, and so obviously other federal agencies are interested in utilizing that detention center when they need them for their own purposes, aside from the Bureau of Prisons. And these other agencies that are interested, include the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which routinely uses it for things like holding folks pending deportation overseas or for adjudication. It's not an unusual use of the Federal Detention Center. I received a very innocuous email in June from Bureau of Prisons, basically alerting me to the fact that quote-unquote, BOP will update its interagency agreement with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement to house its detainees in additional BOP facilities, including FDC Honolulu. I, of course, asked the question back to them, okay, fine, I understand that. I want to know a little bit more about it for a couple of different reasons. First of all, what are you using my detention center for, quote-unquote, mine? How does it influence my employees who work in that center? How are you going to segregate the units, because ICE detainees are different from BOP detainees, and another number of other issues. Asked for a copy of the interagency agreement, asked them to update me on exactly how much use of FDC Honolulu was going to be provided to ICE, and what kind of adequate security, staffing, equipment, and detainee health and safety was going to be assured. Perfectly routine oversight questions for any member of Congress, any party, under any time. That's what any one of us would ask under these circumstances. And I received back a very surprising email from BOP, which said, hope this finds you well, appreciate that. The interagency agreement is a law enforcement sensitive, and so I'm unable to share it. A federal agency telling a member of Congress that a document that memorializes an agreement between two agencies that is directly relevant to my district and to the operations of this committee is denied to me. Now, that's not acceptable. And despite the fact that we asked for it a couple more times and asked for an update on what's going on, radio silence. Thus, this committee involved, and I appreciate the inclusion in the manager's amendment, of a mandate that, in fact, an interagency agreement a relatively innocuous agreement, which I highly doubt reaches the highest levels of national security, should be produced to this committee and to me. So appreciate inclusion in the manager's amendment, but our responsibilities include oversight, and we have the right to ask for this information. And when it is denied to us, we are denied the ability to do our job. So we should not let this mentality take hold, in this committee or otherwise, that somehow federal agencies can restrict information to us in the discharge of our oversight duties. With that, thank you again for the inclusion. I yield back.